Hello, this is Miho from Canada. How are you guys doing? I hope your mental and physical health are good and fit. So today I'm going to talk about this root bound. Root bound is that, when you look at the plant in a pot and it start growing and growing, and then to the point where the root gets so filled up and it just totally filled. And sometimes you take the pot and then put it in a bigger pot, and then you can actually replant the plant full of root into this bigger pot. And what happened is that it's a shock to the plant, so it sometimes get like really weak look or almost dying because of the shock of the moving into the new environment. But after a while, the roots started to get really blended in, get accustomed to the new environment of the soil. And what happened is that all of the sudden roots start to really grow freely and you flower. Like the plant gets really healthy and grows so much more. I think this root bound applies to the humans as well. When you feel like you've learned it, or you knew everything already, or you feel like things are getting so much easier and you're like above, that expectation all the time, you can close your eyes and do things. So that's when you learned it. That's where you really mastered what you're at and you're ready to move on to the bigger environment. And you could stay in that environment of you feel comfortable because you know everything, you don't have to discover anything new. It's just very automatic and it's very comfortable, so you can still grow. But if you want to expand, if you want to see the different, the growth inside of you, it's like a plant, root-bound plant. You go into the bigger environment. You push yourself to be in a new environment. And that comes with a little bit of stress, a little bit of scary, and uncertainty makes you feel nervous, right? But it comes as a set. When you think it that way and you go through with it, the end result, the other side of it, is the growth, the freedom, the light and expansion. And you discover yourself that you blossom much better because you're now in a bigger pot, in a bigger environment. And you absorb so much better, so much nutrients, like new relationships, new meetings and discoveries and new knowledge and new opportunities and new visions. All those things are there in a bigger pot. Then it really nourishes you to grow so much better, so much brighter, so much stronger. So you all have that opportunity and choice. And sure, we all like to be comfortable because that's where humans feel accustomed to. Anything you put the pressure or the stress, we don't like it at first. But that's the kind of process that comes with the bigger reward. And when you push through, when you actually observe people who do really well, they push through that little barrier of that uncomfortableness, uncomfortable feelings. They take intentional uncomfortable action to make yourself be better in general, because now you're transforming yourself from this small area to the bigger area. And that's all your choice to do. You don't have to do it, but you have the choice to expand yourself, to see the bigger picture, to see the new world. You see yourself blossom and you feel much lighter and you literally be freer. So it all depends on the individual comfort level and has its own pace. But this is the feeling that when you have, like you've learned it or you're totally filled with what you have already, or nothing is challenging you, or nothing is really new, or you're longing for new things, and that's the time that you feel like a root bound stage where you feel it. You feel the pot with the roots, and that roots of yours, all the talents, and it needs a more soil, needs a more, the area to expand. So when you feel that a little, mundane or a little no challenge, so that's the place where you might be at. And when you think about expansion, that's you really blossom. And in reality, a lot of people do move. They feel that urge to move the location wise. This depends on where you're at life. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but for me, I felt exactly that. I loved where I lived, and I had so much great relationship with great experiences, but I felt something that it needs to go forward, something new or something different. I didn't know what it was, but it's just something I felt. And now I feel like, okay, everything I build up, like I totally value. And based on that value that I've learned in a new place, I learned so much more. I added so much more the values, and you learn a new place, you learn different concepts, and of course you meet new people and new relationship, new opportunities, new visions, new perspective. So moving location is a shocking thing. I sure went through a lot of scary feelings or uncertainty and a lot of things to consider. I've doubted myself of my own decisions, and all those came with as a package, but I still went for it because I had this feel. It's hard to explain, but it's something pulling me, something calling inside of me to do better. So I guess it was like I was root bound stage, and now I was put in myself into the bigger pot. So when you have that urge, that's how it goes. And the results, like I'm really learning new things, meeting new people, and it's totally it was a light and a more expansion of my part. It doesn't have to be location change. It could be something new that you learn, and so that you learn a new knowledge in different people. You meet a different, of course you meet different people and learn from them each, new stuff, and you expand that way. So there are different methods, but this root-bound concept, you might be feeling, it's less challenging, and, you kind of feel stuck, kind of, not stuck, but you want to expand more. You kind of little needs more air feel, and then you might be ready to expand to the newer environment. And it really, you discover yourself expanding and totally enhance the quality of your life and moving forward. And so that even though you feel a little bit uncomfortable, it comes as a set. So a lot of people who do well, they go through this uncomfortable feel, but you still do this uncomfortable action to get to the other end. That's where you feel so much lighter and you find yourself expand. So that's the kind of vision that it might help for you to make decisions. Okay, so see you and to the next video.